Okay. JB's Driving Podcast.
It seems like it's been forever.
It has. It's been 3 weeks for us since we actually sat down and recorded one of these episodes.
Oh, no, I think my headphones are jacked up.
What do you mean jacked up?
I can't hear out of them.
Is that better?
I can hear you. Now I can start hearing me.
Yeah.
Okay.
I increased the headphone volume.
Oh, okay.
On this thing of yours.
Coolio.
So, I do want to say one thing.
Tiny Wangers.
Teeny Wangers. Actually,
Teeny Wangers.
I enjoyed listening to that, going back and listening to No Holds Barred.
Yeah, I can't wait for part 2. Is that out yet?
It's been out, yeah. It's been out.
Has it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Okay, look online. It's out. It's out yesterday.
Oh, well.
Sorry.
Yeah.
We've discussed why.
Family
it's been
emergencies.
like legitimate family emergencies. I want to say one thing. I do want to say one thing. So, Hog Neck Road. Hog Neck Road.
Which nobody listening would know what the hell that is.
It doesn't matter. Let's just say
it's a local road. How
It's a
about
local
that?
road that is a thorough road. It's a road that you use to go different to neighborhoods and stuff. It's a
Yes.
not a main. It's not a main road, but it's
No,
a
it
heavily,
connects 2 main roads.
Yes, it connects Fort Smallwood and Mountain Road, which are parallel to each other, which are I guess most heavily traveled road in Pasadena. Those are the two ones.
For our friends in Australia,
Yes.
you know.
Yes, it would be.
You wouldn't know because you don't really have any kind of built cities or
No, you
anything.
don't.
Still
You're
live out in the
Yeah,
countryside with wicker
kangaroos and shrimp.
knives because apparently you're not allowed to have guns in your
No,
country and
yeah.
everything.
Even though the knife violence does increase, and so does the domestic violence incidents. It's statistics. Yeah, I'm getting. This might actually tie into this movie and where I'm going with Marvel at this point. Okay, well, regardless. So Hog Neck Road.
Yeah.
It's pretty heavy. It's a decently traveled road, you know.
Yes.
But there are some. It would be more commercial than residential, but there are residential houses on that road.
Yes. It's a weird road.
So I'm driving down there last week, and I see house under contract and all that.
Yeah.
So it's like, man, I would hate
Why would anybody buy that house? I don't understand it.
Exactly. I'm thinking
It's too much traffic.
Too much traffic. So I think back to Pet Cemetery. I'm like, man, it just reminded me of Pet Cemetery. You know, if family moving in there, I was like, Dad, damn, you know.
Which early reviews on that movie, by the way, mixed at best.
The new movie, right?
Yeah.
Unlike the old movie.
Yeah.
So,
Well, it's the same family, except the girl gets hit by the truck this time, and she doesn't technically get hit. Like the back of the tractor trailer falls on her or something. I don't know. It is what it is.
it is what it is. So
But she's like around the same age, like 9, 10, 11 years old.
Well, based off of the review and the earlier movie, wouldn't you cheer if it was the same girl? Like,
Oh yeah.
put us all.
Oh hell yeah.
Movie's over. We're not.
Maybe
gonna
they
bury her.
listened to the podcast and then just decided we're going to just change this whole thing a week before it comes out,
and that would be it.
and they killed off that bitch. She was horrible.
She's horrible.
Anyway, go ahead.
So
Hog Neck Road.
Hog Neck Road. So the house was sold. Like some family is probably moving in there. Just flashbacks to Pet Cemetery. So today we're taking a yawn to our soccer game, and we use that road to go to Riviera Beach. Lo and behold, there's a fence. And of course me, I gripped the steering wheel a little bit tighter because I'm just so angry thinking about that damn movie. And
I'm kind of surprised you didn't stop and knock on the guy's door and say, "Good job," and just drive along. Don't explain it to him. Just good job.
Good
buddy.
job. If I was driving by myself, I'd probably have a few explicitives after seeing that fence. I'd be just, whatever. So today we're doing the original, I guess, the beginning of the Marvel comic universe, MCU, in
it's actually cinematic
universe that are taking over, has taken over the movie industry for the past 11 years.
Pretty much.
Pretty
yes.
much.
They have. I would say they definitely have the majority of all of the blockbuster films that have come out over the last 11 years, and everybody who's put out comic book movies outside the MCU have kind of failed,
floundered.
There's been some good ones. I'm not saying. I mean, Deadpool obviously was a great success. Deadpool 2 was a pretty good success, but like. Wonder Woman was a good movie that didn't do as well as this shit movie that's out right now. You know, so
You're talking about Captain Marvel,
yeah.
the shit movie.
Yeah, sorry.
Captain
I guess
Marvel.
I should have been
You gotta
specific.
clarify for the audience.
Yes, I should have been specific. Yes.
But you realize by saying that the SJW gods are going to be visiting your house tonight.
I don't care.
Ramrodding a broom where the sun don't shine.
I'll enjoy it. I'm sure. I really don't
Sure.
care. I don't care.
I
you
don't
know
care.
about that crowd
We're
or
to
anything
that point.
else.
We just don't care.
You know, the truth of the matter is that
We don't care if we lose some audience. We don't care. We don't care. Been a great week for us, by the way. So, thanks for people listening. We're gonna be on YouTube eventually. As soon as us,
yeah.
lots of hours wasted trying to figure that out. Let's put it that way.
Well, and here's the thing, like the MCU has become very formulaic, and I mean they have you know, you have your action scene that then kicks off into some kind of drama that then builds back up to a major action scene at the end of the movie, and then there's usually a decent payoff, and then you have your one or two post-credit scenes.
It's like what you told me before the show. You compared it to Scott Schaefer, saying Scott's a good guy, but there's really nothing remarkable about him.
There's a lot of truth to that.
There is.
I don't want to take full credit because, you know, what you were saying beforehand, which I can't repeat on the air, and I can say anything on the air. You know, I just definitely don't want to put that out there because it's, in some cultures, could be considered racist.
Could be.
I'm not sure.
Could
But anyway, no, they really have just gotten very generic. And
Yes.
at this point in time, I will probably see Endgame.
Wow, we're really on the same boat here.
You know, I will probably, because I think it's the official end of the universe, in my
It
opinion.
is. Before it definitely falls into the pits, the asshole known as the SJW.
Well, and
it's going to go full bullshit on us.
They may not. I don't know. I've heard a lot of rumors that they're already trying to sway it because even though Captain Marvel is being hailed as like some kind of great success because it's getting closer to $1 billion, it's like, okay, but that's nothing in comparison to even like the Black Panther movie that came out last year, which they're comparing it to Catching Fire. The old, the stupid woman with the bow on the.
Of course they do.
That's what they're comparing it to. How is that
they
a
do.
comparison? It's not. You want to compare it to something? Compare it to Black Panther, which was your introduction of a lead black character. You have an introduction of a lead female character into the MCU, and there's no comparison in what money has been brought in from that. Right. Black Panther brought in $700 million. This thing is going to cap out at $400 million if it's lucky. And then on top of that, like the 1 billion mark, which it probably will hit worldwide. Black Panther was over 2 billion. The last Avengers movie did even more than Black Panther, even though nobody likes to talk about that.
They don't want to talk about it. They don't recognize that.
And I think Endgame is going to do massive money too.
Endgame is already going to blow everything out.
Well, they've already said that it's crashing the internet servers that are like the Fandango and all that shit that pre-sell tickets. They said that they're crashing it. Now, that could be hype. I don't know. But, you know, it's going to kill everything else this year.
Yes.
In my opinion.
I don't even know what else is coming out this year. But yes.
Well, nothing good, really. I mean,
except
you have
for
Shazam.
the new He-Man's coming out.
That's late. That's late in the year. But
some love of that.
We have to wait and see a trailer for that before we can set an opinion. But... you know, you have Shazam coming out this weekend. I expect it to do the same kind of money, probably even a little less than Captain Marvel because it's a DC, and DC just is not hot right now, which is a shame because I think they have the better characters. Batman is the best comic book character of all time.
You're not going to get a reaction out of me. I refuse to do that because, you know, I wholeheartedly disagree with you.
Well, you're a Superman guy, aren't you?
No.
Or who are you that you like? Or are you just a Marvel person?
I'm not just a Marvel person.
Because I liked like Batman, then Spider-Man, and maybe even
Spider-Man.
like Spawn in that same situation.
All right, let's see. Let's look at the guys that I like. I like Ghost Rider.
Yeah,
he's definitely
one
of my favorites. I always liked Gambit. I was never
a fan of Gambit because my only real interaction with that was probably the cartoon, and I found him annoying on the cartoon.
Yeah, he's an annoying guy. He's from
and even in the movie, he was
annoying.
like kind of like a wussy type
Yeah,
character.
he wasn't
I think his movie would have been better
if someone else wrote the script.
but no, I mean the movie that they were supposed to make for Gambit, which got killed.
They ditched that one.
Spawn is awesome. I think Spawn is one of the best.
Yeah,
By far. I mean, it's on the same level, in my opinion, as Batman or Spider-Man.
yeah.
And I think Batman's just slightly above all the rest.
Thor. I'm just
Thor, I always thought was kind of a secondary character, in my opinion.
really
Yeah. A lot of the Avengers were
Captain.
secondary characters.
Captain. I love Captain America. I love Captain America.
Um,
It depends on what day of the week. Some days I'll say Cap's my favorite. Some days I'll say Ghost Rider's my favorite. I have a certain style.
if I were going to sit down and play a video game of Marvel characters, I would most likely look at Deadpool or Spider-Man or, maybe Captain America as a third. Maybe, in my opinion. And that's just I know when I sit down and play those games, those are the characters I always pick.
Mm-hmm.
But no, I mean, there's nothing wrong with Captain America. I think the new iteration of Captain America in the comic books is horrible.
Yeah, well,
I mean, it's absurd.
what are you going to do at this point?
But and I don't care the fact that they started passing around the moniker either. That didn't bother me
Doesn't
at all.
bother
Like
me
when
at
they made it Bucky and then they made
don't
it.
care. That's been going for a while.
What's his name? The black dude. What's his name?
Falcon.
Falcon, right? Rhodes. No, not Rhodes. Rhodes was
Rhodes is War Machine.
War
And check
Machine,
out the
sorry.
new War Machine exclusive I have up there for my Funko Pops.
Oh, that's cool.
War Machine's one of my favorites too.
Well, since we got all the way back to Iron Man, maybe we should start talking about it.
Should we?
Maybe.
We got a lot of information on Iron Man. I don't know how much, there's a lot of information. The thing is, when I was watching it last night, as you said, it is such. I think
I haven't said it on film,
okay.
mic yet, but
You
yes,
haven't
I think it's a completely. They have gotten so far away from this original type movie. This movie, you could tell, was a exploration into the concept.
Yes.
Okay, and I think in a lot of ways they nailed it. And then as they move forward, they eventually got to a point where they figured out what the formula was. Maybe it was probably pre-Avengers. Like I would say maybe Iron Man 2 or, one of those earlier films. They definitely kind of got where they wanted to get, and then they just started rehashing that with different characters.
What makes Iron Man unique, I think, different than the other Marvel Universe movies, is the fact that, and I'm going to say, I wholeheartedly, Robert Downey Jr. steered the MCU where it went, the prominence of Iron Man, all that.
Oh,
'Cause
of course.
He is such a phenomenal actor. Even when he was sucking dick on Less Than Zero, still a phenomenal actor.
There's very few movies that I've seen him in that I have not enjoyed his performance.
He's fantastic. He's a fantastic actor.
I love Chaplin. I know it's not it was critically acclaimed, but it wasn't like a box office smash hit. But I liked Chaplin. I thought he did really well in that movie.
But now he's typecast.
What, with this? No. Christ, dude, he did Tropic Thunder after Iron Man, I believe. And he played a black man in that movie.
That better not get out before Endgame. There's going to be signs. There's going to be protests.
I think it's too late for that.
Yeah, I think we've left that cat out of the bag, don't we? But I think Robert Downey Jr. owns Tony Stark.
I think he owns the MCU. And that's
He
why
owns-
I think that when we get to Endgame, that it's going to be over.
It's over.
Because, I mean, right now, everybody's assuming Captain America's dying in this movie.
Everybody is.
Okay? Nobody knows for sure, but everybody's assuming that. But it's not that far of a thought that Iron Man either retires or dies because they can't. They're paying him like $50 million a film, and they have been for a decade now.
Yeah. Here's why I don't think it's going to be Tony Stark. Because I won't say every, but almost all the trailers have Tony Stark almost dying in space. He's in such a shitty.
Yeah, but they blow it in the latest trailer.
What do they do? I didn't
because
notice. I really don't care. I gotta be honest. I don't really care about Endgame. I don't know.
I do. I think it's going to be good, but I do think there's going to be too much Captain Marvel in it.
And that's why. I'm just not. It's like they've built this this entire universe up to this all these different phases to this one freaking movie.
And then they introduce a character
and they
5 minutes before
shoehorn
the
Captain Marvel in there, who's overpowered simply because she's a female. That's the only. This whole Me Too movie. I don't get bleeding. Ludi's an audience. I don't give a shit. Kiss my ass. It is.
I don't have a problem with it. I mean,
I don't care if it's a female superhero. I care about the fact that they shoehorned the whole damn thing.
I think
they should introduced her earlier.
You should have a major problem with the fact that we have sat here for 11 years to get to this movie. Mm-hmm. And right before this movie comes out, they literally had to fast track another movie just so that they could have a prequel for Captain Marvel going into this movie.
Yes, it's stupid.
And as far as I can tell, as soon as she's on the scene, she's in charge.
She's in charge.
That's what it looks like.
Which is disgusting.
Now, I don't know because nobody's seen the movie
yet.
Which
is disgusting. Where was she when Loki was the main guy? Huh? Where was she?
I think she was 3 fingers deep.
You think so?
Yeah.
What about Ultron? Where was she?
I don't know, dude.
Where was she at?
Out in space fighting the Kree.
Fucking Kree. You know, where was? And all of a sudden,
of course, when Shield was fighting the Kree in the show, where the hell was she then?
I don't. Exactly. Where the hell was she? You know,
when Thor was fighting the Kree or whoever the hell it was, where was she then?
Where was she when the Guardians of the Galaxy were saved the effing universe? Where was she at?
Where was she when this guy was like collecting all the stones?
Yeah, where was she?
For the Power Gauntlet.
Where was she? It ain't Me Too. It's where was she? If she's the God's gift to everything, we're gonna start hashtag where was she? Jesus. Where was she? Was she making sandwiches?
She was barefoot in the kitchen. Oh Jesus! I don't know.
Maybe she wasn't with Jesus.
Do you think they had any idea when they sat down to make this movie?
No.
That it was going to be this?
Nope.
I don't think so either.
Nope.
I think they were hopeful because of the success of the Batman series in the 80s, and then you had the Spider-Man series in the early 2000s. And I think that really kind of gave them the emphasis that this could work. Mm-hmm. But I don't think they had any idea that it was going to be this big.
I think that their thing was the Avengers. And
well, they were trying to get to the Avengers mostly because you had Fantastic Four, you had X-Men, which in my opinion are much better character arcs. I mean, they are. The Fantastic Four is definitely a stronger character arc in the comics.
More sci-fi, more space.
It just wasn't done well.
Yeah, it wasn't done. It was done horribly.
And then of course X-Men. They've been
Jessica
up and
Alba
down.
Awesome, though. She's hot as shit.
Who?
Jessica Alba. Whatever happened to Jessica Alba?
I think she got fat and then she got skinny again. I don't know.
That's
she got pregnant and then...
Oh, she got pregnant.
Then she seemed like she lost all the pregnancy weight. I think she got pregnant. Maybe I'm confusing her with somebody else. Pretty sure it was her. And then she lost all the weight and then suddenly she got fat again. And then you know how that goes. Women in Hollywood do not last.
No, they don't. As soon as they get a little age on them.
It's very rare. And then you have to have like a super... It doesn't even have to be a great actress. It just has to be... They have to be thought of as a great actress.
Yes.
So, like Meryl Streep, great actress. Then you have, what's her name?
Her too.
I can't think of her fucking name. Christ. Sybil.
Sybil Shepherd?
No. Not Sybil.
Sharon Stone?
No, Sharon Stone was never considered a great actress. The hell are you talking about?
I don't know. I don't know.
I don't know.
This
It'll
would be
come
a
to me
place for
10 minutes from
something
now.
funny,
Who gives
but
a
I
shit?
can't think of something funny right now. I'm sorry.
Well, like Jane Fonda. I mean, Jane Fonda isn't a great actress.
Hanoi Jane.
She's had a couple decent parts over the years, but she's not a great actress. You know, but she's considered a great actress.
Yeah, she is considered a great actress, isn't she?
So she's managed to stick around Hollywood. Angela Lansbury is a weird one.
Yeah.
Like she was one that got famous because of like weird movies that she did young when she was young. She did a lot of Disney films.
I think Elizabeth Shue's a great actress.
I think Elizabeth Shue's a good actress, a very good actress, but not great.
Who is Captain Marvel anyway?
Brie Olson, I think.
Brie Olson.
She was in. She played Amy Schumer's sister in Trainwreck,
There's a
and she
Amy
was also
Schumer.
in.
freaking Amy Schumer.
Trying to remember, she had like another big movie that just came out, but for the most part, she's a relatively unknown actress.
Do you know anybody who likes Amy Schumer? Like no, seriously.
At this point in time,
Yeah.
no. You go back maybe 10 years
Before
when she
Star.
first started out, and she was like going on O&A and talking about having sex with a taxi driver, and you know her earlier. I was not even a huge fan of her early stand up. Like, and when she got the show, there was some things on the show that were funny, and then as I went online and watched, well, those were all kind of stolen from somebody else.
Yeah,
So,
she's a thief.
you know, it is what it is. And then I watched that Leather special on Netflix, and it was horrible.
I
Dude.
can't-
It was really
Yeah.
bad. And she just put out a new one where she's pregnant. She just put out a new one,
She's
but
pregnant now.
I haven't seen it yet. I don't know if I can bring myself to watch it because I'm just like I was never a huge fan. I was an okay fan of it, but I will say I like Trainwreck. I will say that.
Like Trainwreck. You know what I watched?
I
on
thought it was
Netflix?
good. Like Cena was good in it. God damn it!
Such a great movie.
I cannot
Remember
think of
everybody in that movie.
No, not
Did you watch The Dirt yet?
Not yet.
It's good.
I need to.
What about the treasure of Cocaine Island?
No,
That's a good movie too.
is it?
Yeah, it's a good movie.
Is it a?
It's a documentary.
Is it okay?
Yeah,
Oh, I guess I'll
good.
check it out. I haven't checked it out yet.
It's a good movie.
I've been.
We can talk about Iron Man.
I thought so. Like I don't know what the fuck you're doing. I'm just following your lead.
No. Somehow I started following your lead with talking about these female actresses and Captain Shoehorn Marvel. We got Captain, Shoehorn. What the fuck am I talking about? I'm starting all over myself.
I don't know.
I'm leaving it in there.
Let's go back to Iron Man.
Iron Man. Let's see. Stan Lee created him back in 1963's Tales of Suspense 39. And I don't think it's any. He based Stark off of Howard Hughes. And in case you don't know who Howard Hughes is,
39 dudes.
Go read stuff on Howard Hughes. Very interesting industrialist. Very interesting. Very
Kind of a
smart.
weirdo.
Yeah, he's a germaphobe. Stuck he hold himself up in like a attic or something.
The weird thing is as the movies go on, I actually thought of Stark's father, especially because if you ever watched like the Shield spinoff that they did, where the Shield first started, I can't remember what it was called, Agent Carter or whatever. I always thought of Stark's father more like Howard Hughes than Stark.
Yeah, I can
in
see
the
that.
movies,
I can
in the
see
movies
that.
line.
Especially his portrayal of that in Captain America: First Avenger.
Exactly.
I got that.
And that's kind of where I got that vibe from. But yeah, I can see where Tony Stark, because Tony Stark is not the character that you see on the movies.
No, and I was a junior. Like, so Lee had this idea. He was a ladies' man, and finally a nutcase. But then Downey Jr. said his portrayal was a challenge of making a wealthy, establishmentarian, weapons manufacturing, hard drinking, womanizing prick into a character who is likable and a hero.
Yeah, I mean, that's a perfect
Yeah.
wrap up of the character in the movie. If you take away the likable part, you have Jeff Bridges.
Yes.
Because Jeff Bridges in this movie is very, very good
He's
too.
fantastic.
I am a Jeff Bridges
Yeah,
fanatic.
well, we know that. I think anybody who has two brain cells rubbing together realize that you would like Jeff Bridges.
Well, why wouldn't I?
Because you embody the Lebowski.
Fabulous Baker Boys.
That too. What else was Bridges in that I really enjoyed?
He was in The Vanishing, which is probably one of my favorite thriller / suspense movies of all time, in my opinion.
Right below Pet Sematary, right?
No, dude, seriously. If you recall, I made it quite clear that Pet Sematary was not one of my favorite Stephen King films. I always said that it was a second-tier film.
You know what? The listener's going to have to go back and listen to Pet Sematary to confirm or deny that.
Yeah, you probably cut it out, you bastard.
No, I did not. I'm just saying, if you want to hear Paul's take on Pet Sematary, go back and listen to our Pet Sematary episodes.
I enjoy it, but it's not. But I said quite clearly in the first 10 minutes of the review that it was a second-tier King movie.
Okay. What's a third-tier King movie?
Trucks, which was the ripoff of Maximum Overdrive.
Yeah. It approximately took 17 years to get Iron Man into development. Originally, Universal Pictures was going to produce the film in 1990.
Would have never worked.
Never worked. Good Lord, that would have been terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible.
That's pre-Jurassic Park.
Yeah.
So,
Yep.
special effects would have just sucked.
Yep. Would have just blown.
Would have been basically like the Fantastic Four 1987 movie.
Yeah. Terrible.
Have you ever seen that?
Yes.
Or at least the trailer from it. I don't think I've seen the whole thing.
And then top that off, what about the Captain America movie? Probably more like Flash Gordon. Probably more like Flash Gordon, that movie. Remember that movie?
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Or Masters of the Universe.
Yeah, and that's what I'm talking about.
yeah.
It would have been in that ilk.
It's shitty.
I mean, even
Well,
the
what year was
89
RoboCop?
Batman.
What about RoboCop? What year was RoboCop come out?
The first one, I think it was like 86, 87.
So you would have more like a RoboCop,
Yeah.
look with more like.
But RoboCop wasn't great either. I mean,
No, I'm just.
I
saying
love RoboCop, but the special effects in that movie were
terrible.
terrible. Except for one of my favorite parts, which was at the very end when the guy falls in the toxic waste.
Yes, that was
fucking awesome.
That was like near the beginning after Robo got shut up and he comes out.
It was at the end, dude.
Are you sure?
Yeah, because it was Red from that 70s show.
Wait a minute. RoboCop, he gets shot up. They bring him back.
Yeah, he gets
then he
killed.
picks off the villains one by one. I thought he was the first villain, part of the gang. He falls in that toxic waste. He crawls out, and then RoboCop runs over him, and his body explodes.
I thought that was later. Maybe it was earlier. Who gives a shit, dude?
I don't know.
We'll wait for the RoboCop review to
There you
discuss
go.
that.
So in 96, 20th Century Fox, you notice how I just go
What are
right
we,
back?
like 30 minutes into it?
28 minutes into it. I go right into the movie. Notice that?
Yeah, dude, go for it.
So 96, 20th Century Fox acquired the rights with Nicolas Cage expressing an interest in the project.
He was busy doing Superman at the time, though.
He was trying to.
He was putting his name on every comic book character out there.
It wasn't. He was trying.
Because that was just before. Because 96 was Ghost Rider, wasn't it?
No. Ghost Rider was in 2000.
Was it that late?
And 5.
Wow, I thought it was much earlier.
2005.
How did it not end up in the MCU then?
Because it was owned by.
Oh, it was an outside character?
Was it
owned by Fox?
Fox?
Or
I think it was Fox.
Or the other one.
They really fucked that up, and that really pissed me off.
Eh.
Ghost Rider is more of a prominent character than people
I thought the
realize.
first movie wasn't that bad.
It wasn't that bad, but it could have been a lot
The
better.
second one was where I was just like,
terrible. It's terrible.
Come on, you're really hurting
It
me
was
here. And I love
terrible.
Cage, but
Yeah.
Jesus Christ, dude.
Just terrible.